Alright, King's Cove. Let's kick this off. Let's see what happens as we start down to the bottom right side. Our blue Protoss player. This is Patience. And at the top left, we've got the red Terran SpeCial. SpeCial is not eliminated, guys. Both of these players can advance, so can Hero. It just depends on their scores in these series. Obviously, it's pretty much a must-win series. So it is a must-win series. That's very important to note. If Hero goes 0-2, he'll be -2 on map score. And I think for SpeCial to overtake him, because he also lost to Hero, he would have to win 2-0 here. So you need 2 2-0s for SpeCial to advance. So the only way that's the only way SpeCial advances. As long as Hero wins a map, he will advance himself. As the probe scout from Patience finds this proxied barracks instantly down on the bottom side of the map. So proxy barracks found. Probe going to start nibbling that SCV there. And SpeCial just going to try and keep the SCV alive long enough to finish the racks, which he will. But good information for Patience early on. SCV will start to head back home. Where's this probe going? Maybe a counter proxy of some sort, or maybe just actually wants to get across the map to see the follow-up. Because obviously that first probe is busy chasing the SCV down, doesn't want to lose sight of it. This SCV actually comes all the way over to the natural, just sees there is no expansion yet because it is Zealot and Cybercore. Patience obviously reacting to the fact that this is a one-base play at the moment from SpeCial, who builds his factory back up on the high ground here on King's Cove. Probe pops up the high ground here from Patience. We see a bunker coming into the side of this depot as well. Just going to be seeing only a couple workers on each of these gases, so enough to get the factory up and running. Love this pylon, by the way, going to force the factory to reposition, and it completely messes with this, completely messes with the potential add-on of the factory and so on and so forth. Reaper ends up coming pretty much back home straight away. Second Reaper being made leaves this pylon alone. Factory will just build a Widow Mine initially and then probably a starport instead then. But that was definitely in position to build something along the lines of an add-on rather than just heading into the Widow Mines. Definitely feels like things are changing up as a command center will drop. Something Patience can of course see with this pylon now as the Reaper finally jumps into the bunker and starts to pick its way through the pylon here on the main. One jumps through the depot there as well. Throws up on the ramp. Now just seeing again SCV nibbling, Reaper shooting. Doing some good damage. Starport will come up behind this. Again, just wanting to pick this pylon off. Finally, Patience will expand. So his expansion is later than the Terrans, but does have a fast Twilight Council to put into use here. Does have a fast Twilight Council to put into use as the two Reapers pop out. Coming over to the right, and well, they're going to run straight into a probe, but they miss it. Didn't see it. That's unfortunate. So that probe's going to get away and just going to be able to be a little bit of a pest, just hiding on this top side. SpeCial with two Reapers coming forwards now. Going to be coming up this ramp. Zealot gets a good swipe off onto the Reaper. This Reaper taking a little bit of damage there already. A couple Stalkers coming in. Able to pick a Reaper off as well. Grenade pops a Zealot backwards once again. A couple more barracks dropping down from SpeCial as the Raven also on the way up. Factory building up a siege tank. Gonna see this barracks going to build a reactor very shortly too. So there's going to be 3 barracks in total here. See that racks from SpeCial. Going to drop down, going to build a reactor and get this ready to go. Bunker begins to salvage. And get some money back from that. We can take the low ground expansion. And this game will continue in towards the mid game. But it is going to be with DTs. That Dark Shrine about to complete. A couple of Dark Templar going to start morphing in right now. And we are going to be seeing the siege tank on the way out. Extra barracks coming up. But does he have anything to defend this DT play? Yes, he does. He's got the Raven, which is a build that SpeCial's been doing all day long. So haven't gone for this all day long, using the Ravens. He's very well prepared for the DTs, and immediately the DTs getting turned away. No opportunity to really get in towards that natural expansion. Archon going to start morphing in, and obviously this will be backed up by a couple more units as well. Charge on the way on the Twilight Council. And as we're just going to be seeing that Archon not going to be paired up with anything else just yet. Obviously no charge either, so you don't really want to warp Zealots in for the next few moments. Depot coming into the side. Archon is going to be able to pick that SCV off. So a little bit of harassment again with a single Archon. You don't really expect much, but slowing down a supply depot with that little, those little bits and pieces, doing a good job. As we've got Twilight Templar Archives as the follow-up here. Now we see a lot of the time the Templar Archives against a Raven play. Sometimes they don't even go into Storm that fast. Oftentimes they just build that one High Templar just for the feedback. It's something I've seen Stats doing a lot recently. We'll see if it's something Patience picks up on as well, if he has other plans for the Templar Archives already. With a Dark Shrine up, you already have a way to build Archons, so it's not like you need the Templar Archives to build more Archons right away. This is still just 2 bases from Patience. No movement towards a 3rd base just yet. As the Stalker's hanging around in the main, Zealot just patrolling on the low ground. You see getting towards the point as he picks off an Observer, where SpeCial is going to want to start pushing. He's got tanks, he's got bio coming up, his upgrades are going to be done shortly too. The Psystorm getting Chrono boosted out on the Templar Archives, and the Liberator Siege is up for 4 kills already. Very good job done here by SpeCial. Getting some damage, slowing Patience down, and this really means good things heading towards his push here soon. Gets a Stalker kill as well. We'll get a second Stalker. Wow, this Liberator really paid for itself. 2 Stalkers, 4 probes, lots of lost mining time. That's obviously a pretty big deal here as the Warp Prism on the way out, being Chrono boosted. Stimpack about to complete, plus 1 attack about to complete as well. Marines, tanks, medevac, all moving onto the map through the bottom side. The Raven is actually set up on the right. Needs to be careful. There is 2 High Templar right here, but he's just going to drop down the auto turret rather than looking to hit the hit anything else. The auto turret, all this is, it is a fast storm for Patience in the end. So looking for that storm from the Templar Archives more so than just the feedback I potentially mentioned. As we are just going to see that Warp Prism backing away a little bit. A little bit of bio pushing up. Marine's going to come straight in. Pylon, Nexus starting to go down. Quite a lot of damage being done, but oh my god, the storms from the High Templars! They drop out of the Warp Prism, and that completely changes this, because now the Nexus Bone full, the entire bio army gets cleaned up. I don't think SpeCial was, I mean, it feels like he wasn't expecting storms, but he should be. He saw there was multiple High Templar with the Raven. What else was that going to be for? As we do see probes going down very quickly over here. A bit of a drop. Widowmine's getting in. So Patience's work account is low, 32 to 54. If SpeCial can defend back at home, he had to cancel the 3rd base because of a DT over in that location. So he forces that cancel. Has the bunker on the way up. Ransom now rebuilding the main, and Patience going to back away. He's not going to push through for this. So he's going to sit down heavily in workers, and that could be SpeCial's way back into this. Scan, DT gets picked off. Results and Stalkers still coming up at the top side, so it looks like Patience still has something planned here. Medevac has a Widowmine. Oh no, sorry, it's a Marauder and a Marine still in the Medevac. Will actually get a Stalker kill though. Works quite nicely. No blink in this game. Went straight into charge off of the Twilight Council. Units coming up in towards the 3rd base. The few Marauders and Marines lifting back into the Medevacs, boosting into the main base. You're going to see the Stalkers dealing a little bit of damage here to the command center as well. And we are going to see the auto turret picking up a couple of probes. Marauder saved once again. Just little annoying things here from SpeCial. Keep Patience slowed down a little bit. The units jumping into the bunkers. So the bunker's getting set up. Widowmines, I mean, he's super defensive here, SpeCial, but at some point he has to move down to that 3rd base location. So going to have to move down to that just in a few moments' time. Meanwhile, a Ghost Academy from SpeCial getting started up on the natural expansion. So again, that Ghost Academy rolling. As we do see the Medevac's going to go boosting away across to the far right-hand side. And we do see the Zealots, the Archon. They are starting to come out the right side at the same time to use the Stalkers, the Immortal, and the Archon together. It's still like a big push from Patience, but is he really going to do much with the Widowmines that are here? Auto turret is back. This Raven has picked up 7 kills throughout the game. It feels like so much more. Drop into the natural of patience, so here we go. But it's a true minefield that he's going to have to push into. I mean, the Widow Mine numbers are just insane. And already the first few connections are okay. High Templar in the Warp Prism. Warp Prism goes low. Warp Prism gets killed. The rest of the High Templar are dead. And SpeCial will take game number 1. Unfortunately for SpeCial, there is news that Hero has won a game against Creator, which means that SpeCial is already eliminated from Katowice, even if he wins this series 2-0. So SpeCial is now officially eliminated. This series is still important for prize money, though. As we get ready for game number 2, SpeCial up by 1. Let's see if we can pick up the win against Patience to end on a high note. Few moments, guys, as we get this ready to roll. Game number 2 of this series, just waiting for admin to host up our lobby. Poor SpeCial, man. His series against Hero was so sad to watch earlier as well. It's just so unfortunate. And because of that, again, he can now no longer advance through this group. Again, he can still finish in 4th in the group, which is good. It does give him an opportunity to win some more prize money. Each series win here is worth $200 as well. So $200 per series win, plus the fact that they get prize money based on if they finish 4th, 5th, or 6th in the group. Difference of $500 per position. As we get ready for Cyber Forest. So SpeCial wins here. He's probably still walking away at $3,400 from IEM Katowice. Don't think he'll be too upset, but obviously it's still not quite moving to that round of 12 for the 5k, or going through towards the championship for $150,000 first place prize. SpeCial Patience game 2 ready to begin. Just waiting for our admin to give us the control. Why is SpeCial out? If he wins this 2-0 and Hero loses, they have the same map score with SpeCial having won more maps. I don't think winning more maps matters. They will have the same map score, and then it'll go to head-to-head. I was just waiting for this to go. Our players are ready, our admin's given us host, and we can count this down. Alright, game 2 coming in. As we kick it off. Bottom right side, our Blue Protoss player who's down a map. This is Patience. Top left, our Red Terran player. We have got SpeCial bringing the spice here in that first game. I actually kind of thought when them storms hit, when he was pushing the third base, I was like, yikes, this is over. But no, not at all. He actually got a lot of pro damage, and obviously had a very good defense back at home as well, ready for the push. Let's see if Unit Probe having a little bit of a fight. A little bit of a skirmish between the two of them. And we are going to be seeing the gateway dropping down from Patience in the natural expansion as well. So just getting that gateway down. Waiting to see where this game starts to go here on Cyber Forest. A little bit smaller than King's Cove. Obviously it's a little bit of a tougher ramp to push up into as well on the natural. But it's also a bit harder to push to take your third base. So positives and negatives. One of the big things about Cyber Forest is this blank area in the main base. There's so much space here for drops to come in and so on. In a way, obviously you drop off and then you've got to run all the way here to hit the command center, but it also means that anything that builds here is super exposed. Because if you've got to come from the natural, you've got to come all the way around here to get there to defend. So that's definitely something worth keeping in mind. I think that's something that SpeCial can maybe use to his advantage here against Patience. Nexus just about halfway done. Command Center on the way up as well. Obviously no proxy barracks this time around, as the tech lab will start to build. So factory on the tech lab is a possibility here, going towards a Cyclone. Otherwise, I mean, going in towards a Marauder right away doesn't make a lot of sense. Usually if you Marauder open, you don't go for the Reaper, as that Reaper is just going to stay up on the high ground here. Definitely get some damage off onto that probe, which of course will go down. Reaper much faster than a probe, picks up that kill. Factory finishes, lifts up, goes to the tech lab as we mentioned before. Another barracks going to start building, so it is just going to be a Cyclone and then straight into Bio as a follow-up. The second rack's really hidden away in the back here. Very interesting as we see this Reaper pushing forwards. Adept pulls Shades on up to the high ground. Just gonna see that Reaper obviously can't do much yet. Adept actually cancels its Shades, so the Reaper will hop back to the main. Let's just heal up a little bit before the Adept deals more damage. Stargate play from Patience, scouted here by SpeCial. As the Oracle still being closed. Good scout though, gets to see the Oracle on the way up. Again, these two extra racks though from SpeCial very quick in this game, not messing around with the starport, not going to be any kind of Raven or Cloak Banshee harassment like you've seen him doing in the other TVPs today. Just going to be heading in towards a Bio play from the start. Now this actually sets him up quite nicely for some very fast pushes. What if he, we'll see what he builds off this tech lab. Stimpack's obviously the regular go-to because it takes a bit longer to build and it's generally better. But I was going to say, Combat Shields is an option here if he wants to go for some sort of a Marine tank push. I hesitated mostly because I feel like usually with those Marine tank pushes you have some sort of a starport kind of production just to help out, like the Banshee to support or the Raven for the auto missile, anything like that. But obviously this is just going to be tanks, Marines, and a hell of a lot of them. We're going to see the Cyclone just sitting in the main base, the Oracle only finding the Revelation so far. So SpeCial should be looking to push. I mean, Combat Shields builds faster than Stimpack as well, so it is really powerful when it comes to setting up for the... It's really powerful when it comes to setting up for the... for a faster attack, because you also don't need medevacs for it. Without medevacs, then you don't have to heal your Marines because they're not stimming themselves to death. Combat Shield still benefits them. Marines, tanks, and a Cyclone gathering on the natural. We're just going to be seeing a couple gates from Patience about to finish up in the main. Probe running around the top side. Oh, Cyclone's going to get caught in the stasis ward, which I actually feel was going to start saving it against the Adepts, honestly. It lost the lock on already. Time for SpeCial to go. Oracle on the high ground, though, is able to see this army starting to push out. Well, a few SCVs on the way as well now. Again, Patience is well aware of what's going on here. He's had good information with the Revelation. The Oracle obviously saw this attack starting as well. And the Blink Stalker's already in a forward spot to try and slow this attack down. Attacks the Siege, though, actually forces a big Blink away very quickly. But it's still slowing SpeCial from how fast he wants to be moving forwards here. Cyclone lock on. Will force the Stalker to blink away there. Cyclone now will die. These tanks are getting into a good position. I mean, he's gone straight towards the middle of the map and towards the center between the third and the natural. That's kind of a big deal, as we're going to see that third base under fire. Brings a few Stalkers to the top side to defend this. A couple of the tanks in the back will want to move a bit further forwards here. There's a few Adepts and a couple more Stalkers ready to go. That pylon will go down, so no reinforcements on this base. The Stalkers will maybe commit in while the tanks are low. This is bad for Patience, because those Stalkers on the high ground are doing nothing. The units on the low ground are going to go down very quickly on their own now as well, and SpeCial is going to be able to get the kill on the third base. Again, the Stalkers in the middle of the map just won't do anything. The Stalkers reinforcing. Well, now it's not even worth them coming to fight, right? Because the third base is dead. And he's going to try and push it anyways. There's the big blink, but he needs to blink it into all of that Marine fire. And sure, the tanks do a lot of splash damage, but the Marines are actually getting rid of so many Stalkers here. Finally, the blink is off cooldown, and he tries to blink away a couple Stalkers to keep them alive. Yes, a fair amount of army lost from SpeCial, but he's already building up off of 3 barracks. He got a kill on the 3rd base, and he traded very well against the units as well. Resources lost 2,273 to 3,725. Another few Stalkers warping in from Patience, getting ready to harass. So we see the Oracle going to allow for the blink up into the main base. It's actually a big blink. Where's the stim? It's so well protected actually in the back there. That's not going to be under any threat. There's a good boost back already on the first medivac. Love that as well. Oracle comes in. There's the stim. The Oracle goes down. The Stalkers are going to blink back in the main. They're not going to blink away. So they're just going to keep on fighting. They'll be cleaned out. Maybe a couple get away. Not enough though. Patience types out GG, and SpeCial gets the 2-0 which he would have needed to advance. If only Creator could have beaten Hero. If only he'd taken a map off of Hero earlier. So many ifs, so many buts. Unfortunately, it just isn't meant to be today. It just isn't meant to be.